Hello, 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 and welcome to more Hero Infinite. And this time with another new player, my friend Zed.
Hi.
I should turn you up a teeny bit. Hold on. I overcompensated when I was doing the volume adjustment. Shit.
Hello.
Oh god, now I made you too loud.
Oh no.
Speak.
Hello.
Okay, there we go. Now we're equal. Earlier I turned you down too low because I. Now I
Okay.
don't know. I'm
Okay.
professional.
All right. So I'm just gonna put this out as a disclaimer before people start getting all weird on me. Um,
Wait.
today's session's gonna be about
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Today's session's gonna be about my character Zed, who I am named after him. He is not
Yeah.
named after me.
He
I
he made the character Zed a long time ago, and it is the basis of his like online like web handles everywhere.
presence.
Yes, online
Yeah.
presence.
So I'm
It's not. This is not self-insert uwu.
Well, it's kind of a self-insert. He's my persona. You
He,
know,
anyway,
I can see someone in chat being concerned.
he
Don't look at me.
Quickson's fun. Uh
Don't look at me.
so what was I gonna say? So quick context: if you hear one, I have a frog in my throat. Sorry if I sound a little weird. If you hear any weird bird sounds in the background, it's because currently there's some birds in my room. Sorry about that.
Oh, you should also show off Arm's doodle of my boyo, just so
Oh,
that people have an idea of what he looks like.
yeah. Hang on.
Yeah,
Did you ever post it in the or
I
go
will grab
go
it
and
right
post it in the
now.
Hero Infinite chat in the Discord right now? Which, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, link to the Discord below. If you're watching on Twitch, link to the Discord elsewhere. He had. Well, I'll show the artwork of your character once we like see him in story. But you can go ahead and
All
post it
right,
now. Uh,
bloggers.
right. So, uh, words they exist in my mouth. Sorry, I'm very bad at introductions of campaigns, and I've basically just done like this is like the fourth campaign introduction back to back because every single one of these is a new hero getting introduced.
Yeah.
Which gonna give this rundown again. If you this is being done in my tabletop system, Heart of Action. On the Discord server, you can find a link to the rules, but to give people a general idea of how the system works, I roll 10 d10s, play the result on the die either is a success or a failure. So if I tell a player this is a level 3 challenge, 3 of the 5 dice need to succeed. They may get bonus dice as a result of advantages or character abilities. That's just a very basic like quick verbal rundown of the system so people listening in who haven't read the rulebook can somewhat follow what I'm saying. Also, I give the players hero points, which are little points they can spend on improving their rolls. Alright, with that out of the way, let's actually lead into the thing now. So I'm gonna read it. Zed wrote the. Oh yeah, Zed. If you want to post the fucking your hero's backstory for people who want to like, read along, if you want to,
Sure.
into the Hero Infinite. And by the way, I'm gonna
Sure.
quickly give you. Let's see here. Let's go with.
Keep in mind, Ryan helped me with this, so
Okay, Ryan helped you like edit it and refine it.
yes.
So I'm gonna give you 12 hero points and message him, letting him know that he gets 12 for helping. Or I'll message him right now. Uh,
Okay. We were we can still do it.
Hmm?
The thingy thing. I should stop talking. Wow.
what thingy thing?
Um, stuff and things. I'm sorry.
I feel
My
like you're
brain.
dancing around it, but I don't know what it is. So just type it in Discord, please.
I don't know what I'm dancing around either.
Okay, just the can. Sorry, hang on. I'm gonna read the backstory now. God, this is a fantastic start. We're almost 5 minutes in.
I know. Also, thank you, chat person, that the character does look sick.
Yee, Quixen. Anyway, so. Long ago, in the mountains of Vietnam, were two nine-tailed foxes. One would use her exotic charm to consume all that fell victim. The other commanded all who followed him and crushed all those who did not worship him as such. The two walking calamities spread terror wherever they roamed. The populace of Vietnam were thrust into a never-ending fear of the fox's shadow. Ever looming over as their as their fear quickly subsided into madness. I can read. Thus, a prophecy was born. Should the two ever birth a child, its very soul would be corrupted to the core, able to ravage civilizations down to the ground, turning humanity's sins into a flume that would seep into their skin with the flames of hell. And all prophecies before then, and as all prophecies before then, it bore fruit. The prophecy would reach the ears far and wide, the prophecy would reach ears far and wide, I can read, over the country of Vietnam. A silent march of spellcasters, warlocks, and wizards would wander the land in hopes of finding the two in an effort to stop a disaster from taking place to begin with. What they would find instead was a small yellow pup being cradled in the arms of the mother. Both parties froze in place. A moment of silence passed before brightly colored lights filled the surrounding area. The forest was coated in blood and viscera. The fresh smell of charcoal was ever present as the lone wizard trekked through the bloodbath that had taken place earlier. The soft squishes under his feet became dull to him as he scanned the battleground in hopes of finding what he had originally arrived there for. The wizard found himself near the entrance of a cave as his figure hovered over the pup. As its chest slowly fell up and down, it was sleeping. The wizard grabbed a small dagger and brought it towards the sky before the small pup woke up. As its eyes stared directly at his, he stopped as he was met with discolored black and yellow eyes. Filled with curiosity, time for the wizard stopped as their eyes locked together. His grip on the blade started to waver until he gave a sigh and dropped the blade. The wizard fell to his knees in front of the pup. As the pup was cradled up to his knees and started to doze off again. The wizard didn't know if what he was doing was right, but it was his decision. The pebbles shifted underneath his feet as he carried the young pup toward the end of the cave. He reached the dead end as he softly placed the pup on the ground. He reached into his pouch, grabbed a small pink berry, which found its place in front of the pup. He raised his hand and started to mutter incoherently as the berry started to flicker and form as it slowly turned into dust and surrounded the pup, fully enveloping it as a brilliant burst of pink flashes and laid there on the ground in the statue of a human baby, sleeping peacefully as the wizard leaves the cave to return to his wife. Years turned into centuries as the fox statue was in deep slumber. Deep in the cave, a small clink could be heard, progressively getting closer and closer to the statue. As light seeped into the area in the cave for the first time in a few thousand centuries, commotion could be heard as a young, black-haired woman wearing ordinary clothes and hiking boots, wearing a small tag on her chest reading, intern, Maya Ursula, stepped into the cave for the first time since the wizard left. Her eyes wandered the cave in fascination. She would surely get promoted if she were to call this one in, until her eyes landed on the baby statue. Thoughts and logical reasoning filled her head as to why a statue was ever blocked off it. Was ever blocked. I could read. As to why a statue was in a blocked off cave. Maya found herself drawn towards the statue in fascination, her hand slowly reaching towards the baby in awe. As her hand brushes the statue, a brilliant pink sparks out from her fingertips as the statue starts to crumble, revealing a sleeping baby with blonde hair. Maya glances at her hand before hearing a soft cooing from the baby. She didn't know what she would do. Should she call it in to let the others know, or keep this to herself? Her thoughts were clouded as her hands ran through her head in confusion until she heard a giggle from the baby. She glanced over to see the baby by her feet, playing with the strings. What strings? Sorry, I don't think this part's clear. Dead.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Playing with the strings.
Probably like her hat because she's like an archaeologist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Her thoughts were clear as she picked up the baby and walked out the cave with a new name in mind. Zed. Maya was flipping through pages frantically as Zed was in a makeshift crib sleeping. She was going to raise the child, but she still had so many questions left unanswered. She spent what felt like years trying to find an inkling of a clue as to why a child statue was in a cave, until she started to piece together a timeline of what she best thought how the statue came to be, and was terrified. Her eyes quickly glanced over to Zed to find him sleeping peacefully. She droned a soft look to her face before turning off the lamplight and going to bed. Years later, in an apartment, a light blonde-haired man was sitting in his bed with excitement. Today was his 17th birthday, and he couldn't be more happy to have his friends over. A day full of fun and joy as he waltzed all over the house, until he felt something underneath his skin grow. Soft golden fur started to sprout all over his body, as his face forcibly shifted into a snout. His ears grew longer. They started to transform akin to a fox as the same golden fur started to sprout out of them. A loud poof was heard as a tail filled with fur hung near his tailbone up and down to his calves. His face was filled with shock. He didn't know what was happening. He started to pat himself all over in fear as to what he had become. Zed looked into a nearby mirror and found himself different. He was a furry. That's...
Yep,
God,
that's on the page.
The bluntness of the line got me.
It's not wrong.
Yeah, nope.
Continue.
I mean, to be fair, like, half of DC's villains are furries.
Are they?
Well, that's an exaggeration, but there's a fuck ton of furry villains in DC. Wonder Woman fights most of them.
Continue.
Plates hit the floor as Zed looked in the mirror to find Dr. Ursula staring back in shock. He pushed past her and ran out through the back of his house in fear of her reaction. He ran for what felt like hours, until he found himself in an alleyway. He tried to catch his breath as his ears perked up. He heard cries all around him as a surge of grief flowed into his body. It filled his soul as he felt everything coalescing towards his fingertips. Zed was in shock as he examined his fingertips. He knew it was evil. There was no shroud of doubt. That wasn't anything good. And yet, it felt right. Dr. Ursula called out to Zed once again as she wandered the streets of Discordant City, her anxiety increasing as the night grew closer and closer. She would find him. She'd find him. It was the last thing she'd do. Her search was long until she found herself inside a diner, staring at a figure who wore the same clothing as her son. She sauntered over towards the figure and looked it straight in the eyes to see Zed. Fear washed over his face as he tried to get up from his seat until he was met with a heartfelt hug. She shuddered, "Don't scare me like that." Through light tears, as Zed returned the hug. They both sat in silence on the couch. A look of anticipation was on his face as he stared at his mother, looking for an explanation. After a lengthy moment, she started to tell him about the prophecy, how his birth would be the undoing of all that was good, how he was destined to destroy civilization, how she wanted a son. Zed sat there in silence, his entire life being flipped upside down. He gathered his thoughts and thought for a moment. He clenched his fist and was determined to prove fate wrong. For the next 4 years, he trained in isolation, in an abandoned building, his mother giving him tips along the way, but he would still have to do everything by himself, as he was the only one that had this power. He felt his power rising steadily, and believed today was the day he would step forward to become a hero. However, not all is good in this world, as his presence spells trouble for Discordant City. Listen, I see that in chat. I can read, I swear.
You know what? We're just gonna jump into it.
Yeah, hang on. I didn't realize I wasn't wearing my glasses. Yeah.
Is that why you were reading?
About halfway, I realized I wasn't wearing my glasses, but I didn't want to stop my flow to grab them because I wasn't sure where I left them.
Cause you were doing fine, but like sometimes you would
stumble on my words. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I do that too, and I have good vision, so I don't have an excuse. Smiles.
I mean, you're a furry. All furries can't read.
Oh yes.
I don't know.
Reading is for normies. I'm cool. I'm illiterate.
Anyway, I spelled terrible stuff for Discordant City. And then we hear a call out. Zed, have you done the dishes yet?
I'm doing them right now.
Hey.
You know.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna describe the scene is a apartment in downtown Discordant City. It's a small 2-bedroom apartment where Dr. Ursula raises the young fox boy who is currently washing the dishes, has a number of other small creatures walk around the house with helping with other chores.
You know, Dr. Ursula, I should be training right now, not using my powers to clean the apartment that we have cleaned already.
Training for
twice.
what? Or she walks by carrying some things. She's like, training for what, silly? And boops you on your nose.
Come on. I want to, prove that I can use this power for good. I just need a situation, There's gotta be like a villain on the news or something, If I exist, there's gotta be something
Said honey.
Disturbing.
This isn't like your animes. We live in a normal city full of normal people. And there just so happens to be one magical fox amongst all those normal people.
A magical fox that was born to a seductress who stole the life force from people she'd seduced, and another one who demanded worship from the people around him because otherwise he would bring forth natural disasters. And then they created a demon baby, which is me, and I'm supposed to take people's tears and weaponize them. And also, I don't feel like cleaning. I just got done with homework yesterday. I don't want to do work.
Thanks for.
I
She
want to be
chuckles and says,
lazy.
"Thanks for getting the audience caught up, my little protagonist." So she pats you on the head as she walks by in the other direction, carrying more things.
Hmm.
But that was centuries ago, and another kitsune hasn't been seen since then. So I think it's safe to assume that you're the last one, and that our world is a lot more average because of it.
If I survive, what if something else survived?
Then we'd probably know it, or know by the time it revealed itself, or it's tucked away in hiding, being taken care of by the second best mother in the world.
Well, can I at least go to, out on the town with my friends or something?
Hmm. As soon as you finish the dishes,
All right, all right, all right. And he's gonna like whistle to like one of his constructs being like this like inky looking tiger to kind of like come over and help. I don't know how a tiger is gonna help, but he'll make it
is
work.
it full scale or small?
Yeah, it's
Small,
small.
tiny
Small
tiger.
tiger.
You
Yeah,
walk over, it comes over like carrying like a sponge in its mouth, and as you take it, a
yeah.
little bit of the water on your hand drips on it, and its face just melts
Oh, right, right. I can't. I can use them for everything but this. Why don't you Okay, go back into your painting scroll.
off.
I'll fix you later.
It scurries away and hops into a little piece of paper. I liked. Alright, I'm gonna throw out an idea of. I like the idea of your painting scrolls actually just being normal pieces of paper that you call scrolls. Or would you rather them be actual scrolls?
Honestly, it would probably be like a mix of both.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It just jumps into a piece of paper and becomes a painting of a tiger without any face.
Yep. I gotta paint you later. That's okay. Well, okay. That's the last of the dishes. And then he's gonna like click through the channels on TV and look through the news.
Yeah, like as you go in your room, start getting together, you like flick through news sites and all of that. Nothing, 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 nothing. And one thing does catch your attention. In Little Tokyo, a segment of Discordant City, a mysterious giant moth was seen attacking a noodle bar last night.
Well, you know, I mean, I thought, how hard could it be to find some trouble to get myself involved in? And well, um, huh, a moth, huh? Oh no, that was my favorite noodle bar.
Mhm.
No, I was gonna be the best customer there. Customer of the week. No.
So imagine with that, like Zed gets up and starts to make his way out. Get a hero point for the little bit of RP, by the way.
Where do I put my hero points?
Wherever you want to track them. Everybody's been tracking them wherever they. Some people make a Google Docs for their character. Some of them put them in
Okay.
the Discord chat.
So earlier I got 12, and this is
Oh
one.
yeah, I never showed. Hold on, let me show it to the people on stream. The artwork.
Oh yeah, the artwork of my bio. He's in furry form while he's in the apartment. Because so
Yeah.
to elaborate on some of the off-screen stuff, he is 21 now, right?
Yeah,
He's going
yeah.
to
Sorry,
college.
we did another jump forward. He's a college student, 21 years of age, and that's what he looks
Yes,
like.
yes,
Painted,
and
painted by Arm, who plays Bend Over in the Bend Over Backwards session.
yes, she says that this was just a doodle, but it's like full on.
Fucking, hang on. She says this is just a doodle.
Yeah, she said that it was just a doodle.
She makes me angry with how much she undersells her art.
Yeah. But Zed is after the whole incident when he discovered his, I am not human, he he feels a lot more comfortable in his fox form than he does his human form. Like
Yeah.
his human form is cool, but it just feels more natural. And
So you're foxy whenever you can be. You
yeah,
foxy man.
yeah, he hasn't told no one knows except for Dr. Ursula.
He's Miami.
Also, even though Dr. Ursula is his adoptive mother, he calls her Dr. Ursula because she finds it weird.
It's a weirdly distant relationship. She will
they're
call
distant,
herself
close.
your mom at times, but she never wants never has you call her mom, and she never refers to you as son.
Yeah, probably because she was like a college student when she picked up a baby in a cave.
Yeah,
That's really weird.
but she still got her doctorate. 'Cause women empowerment.
Anyway,
Strong woman.
He's
Is
gonna
anybody
grab...
else here Hootie and the Blowfish?
What?
South Park reference.
Oh. But he's gonna grab like his backpack of art supplies. He's gonna have like a bandolier of like spray cans, and he's just gonna he's gonna be like, I'll be back by whenever
By
that
8
new
o'clock.
sitcom comes.
Or you say
Okay.
you'll be back by, and she says 8 o'clock. And don't forget your cereal.
Oh, right. Gotta get my cereal.
And
Okay.
he's with that, Zed goes over to the fridge, reaches over, and pulls out a box of Foxberry cereal, made. Wait, is that what we call it? What did we call the berries in the end? Hold on.
I think we called them Stardew berries.
Oh yeah, Stardew cereal or Foxberry cereal made with real Stardew berries. And as he takes the cereal down and munches on it a little bit, walking out the door, his fox traits begin to subside.
And then he comes out as a normal human person.
Young blonde boy with 2 discolored eyes.
Yes, but he's gonna be like, okay, gonna put that in my backpack.
Little twink.
God. And then he's gonna start
I'm gonna throw. I know some people consider that an offensive term. I personally don't. And I don't think that's like a bad thing for like, cause I'm fucking queer myself. So,
as someone who would be described as one, I find it hilarious.
Yeah, and then there's the counterpoint of twonk.
Anyway, but like when he exits the building, he probably like climb through his window and then close it because he's gonna do some hardcore parkour and start going on the rooftops.
Like you go out the front. I think you go out the front door, then like walk down the hall to the little window into the hallway and just leap out, yeet yourself out that.
Yep, he's gonna start just like jumping around the city, and he's
cool
probably
gonna
parkour
like, scene.
Yeah.
To just show off the cityscape.
Yeah, he's like zipping up and down some like he's like
jumping out his skateboard and does cool things with that.
Yeah, and then he's gonna like land on like a bus going into like different parts of the city, and he's gonna be like,
also,
okay.
I just thought I'm gonna add skateboarder as one of your skills.
Okay, that's cool. Hell yeah.
For now, it's just marked, and I'll give a full description of what like its effects later on. There we go.
Cool beans. But he's gonna be like, once he lands, he's gonna be like, oh okay, landing could have been a little bit better, made a little too bit the noise. Oh wait, did I do my homework? Okay, no, we're not going to focus on homework. It is spring break. Or is it? No.
It is.
Have I been staying up
the campaign is set in early 2020 currently, like January, February range.
Oh, not because my character would be like.
Sorry, early 2022. I mean.
Oh yeah.
Like current year, round like roughly real time.
Yeah, my character's gonna be like, no wait, it's January. This is a little chilly. It's a little cold. I should stop pulling all-nighters. Whatever. Let's see. Well, if I can't go to the noodle place, I have cereal and breakfast. He's gonna start like texting some of his friends to see where they are.
Sorry, hold on.
Bleep bloop bleep. Wow.
Sorry, I got slightly distracted on the side by side. So you're
Okay.
just gonna call up your friends? You're not like going to try and head anywhere in particular?
Yeah, no. He if anything, he's probably gonna like he's gonna tell them to.
I'm surprised you're not looking into, the giant moth attack at the noodle bar.
He will.
Oh, okay. You're just gonna
With
go
his
hang out with
friends.
friends for now?
Yeah.
My bad.
He's gonna tell them to go to like the abandoned mall.
Yeah. Which, with that, we sort of get the transitions. Or I think you like bring up your phone, text them, and they're all like, yeah, they give their responses, and then that's the transition. Like, it moves in on the phone, showing the text, and then it moves back out, and that's the transition as we are in. At the, like, in the sort of. In the middle of what has now become the industrial center of Discordant City, where a lot of like the shipping buildings and such are, there's a old abandoned 4-story mall that used to have a beautiful view of the ocean, but now it's just sort of like, or it still has it, but it's out in an abandoned building, falling into disrepair.
Yeah.
Has like the. Yeah, as you like walk through, we arrive on all of your like skater friends currently skateboarding around the place and grinding on old rails and using ramps that they propped up from old shelves and such. One of them goes down skates up, goes up a pillar and then back down and fucking high fives a mannequin as he goes by, sending its torso spinning. Cool skater things happen.
Yes, he's gonna be like, okay. So, okay, I can tell them, I can show them that I have the lineage.
I'm gonna throw out, when you do those like mutters, when you mutter like that, you go very low on the audio output.
Oh, okay. Okay. Also, can I have a thing where like while he's muttering, like there will be like comic book text appearing from his character from like his ink powers?
Oh, like he actually causes fucking anime effects to happen when he's not focusing enough.
Yeah, it's
but
like
he's conveniently never been caught.
Yes, he's gonna be like, okay, I can tell them that I am, the fox. I mean, they accepted me when I, did that. Oh, but what if they want to put graffiti on me? Oh my god, what if they want to feather and tar me because they think it's funny? What if they start thinking I'm like a stuffed animal? I don't want people petting me.
Yo, Zed! One of them's walking,
hey!
One of them starts to walk toward you, lifting up his hand to do, the classic thing of the manliest handshake thing from the old Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
Oh, yeah?
He's basically moving to go into that.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna, do that. Hey!
But pulls it into a hug and pats you on the back. Kisses you on the lips a little bit. No, I'm kidding.
No. We have to give these people names, don't we?
Oh god, naming NPCs. My worst nightmare.
Oh no, naming NPCs. Also my worst nightmare.
I mean, God, we didn't talk at length about how many friends he has, just what kind of friends you have. Generally in-person friends groups of closely knit are around 4, no more than 4 to 5. I feel like.
Yeah, I'd imagine of these 2 friends would be let's keep it at 2, and we'll say.
Okay, so 2 friends are here.
Yeah, and they're the ones he trusts the most. 1 boy, 1 girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, got very, very what is it? Saturday morning cartoon protagonist of you. I appreciate
Indeed.
it. Get a hero point, actually. I very much like that setup. I can hear the birds going wild in the corner of the room. I don't know if that's being picked up.
Yeah. So,
Let's
yeah.
let's go with Tanya and Marcus.
Okay. Hey, Marcus. Hey, Tanya.
I'm just gonna quickly write down the timestamp so I know where to look later on.
I will type their names into our DMs.
Okay. Tanya and Marcus.
So, I called you guys here to hang out, but I also have a thing to tell you guys. The secret.
Tanya, like, skateboard, like, she skateboards over and is just sort of moving in a circle around you guys, like, what's up? Appearance-wise, let's describe the two of them real quick. They dress in a similar fashion to Zed, you know, sort of like skater punk kids. With, like, you know, Tanya having, like, the you know that hairstyle, like, you shave one side of the head and you let the hair get a little bit long on the other?
Yeah.
She's got that hairstyle. Fucking, brown hair with a green streak through it.
Yeah.
Where, you know, wearing sweatshirt, like, t-shirt, like, baggy jeans. Meanwhile, Marcus
probably. He probably has, like, super, like, the long, like, surfer hair, kind of.
Yeah, super long surfer hair is a little bit, like, on the thicker side. He's not, like, not fat, but he's, like, a thicker built guy, you know?
Yeah.
And he wears, like, cargo shorts and t-shirt.
Yeah, and that would be like...
Despite it being, you know, winter in Maine. He's one of those people who will wear shorts in a snowstorm.
And we are also in an abandoned mall.
Where there's no heat. And where the skylight's broken, so some snow from the most recent snowfall is scattered around a little bit.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, alright, so, guys, I am, oh god, okay, I'm gonna tell you this, and you guys can't tell anybody, right?
Alright, what's up?
You know, okay, hold on.
Start to scramble for your cereal.
Yeah, he's gonna, like, pop the cereal in his mouth.
As you start to, like, dig through your bag for the cereal, you guys suddenly hear a loud crash from somewhere else in the mall.
What the hell?
It's probably raccoons. It's probably just the raccoons again. You haven't been feeding them again, have you, Tanya? Maybe. And she, like, you know, she was, like I said, circling around you guys on a skateboard, and she just, like, lets herself, like, wheel away as she says that one. Like, they're gonna keep coming if you keep feeding them. Sorry, what'd you say?
I never hear when you guys feed raccoons. I want to feed some raccoons.
We need to stop feeding the raccoons, or we're gonna end up with, like, rabies or something.
We can get them vaccinated. Or, you know, we're not bad kids, but, you know, I mean...
Careful with the V word, you're gonna trigger the Karens. Sorry.
Anyway, it's gonna be like,
he starts, like,
he's gonna, like,
throw
the cereal in his mouth.
Like, once again, as you're digging through the bag, you suddenly fucking... I know, sorry for the interruption.
It's okay.
So, you go back to digging through your bag for it, when suddenly, we will never let the government vax the raccoons.
They're gonna die of rabies. Oh no.
Oh no! Our raccoons! They're broken! I'm sorry, I love the fucking our table's broken meme.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. What happened?
I'm good at storytelling.
Yes.
The fucking... Words. Words in my mouth.
Is there another crash?
I am capable of speech. This thing happens sometimes where, like, I struggle to find the word I'm looking for, and it causes my entire brain to shut down for a moment.
Oh.
Suddenly fucking has Tanya like skates away. She starts to go back towards over towards the other stuff, like where you guys have like your chill hangout place set up, and
Hmm.
then so like where you know how like malls have that big central plaza area where all the balconies look down toward.
Yes.
Like that's where you guys have as like your big main hangout area where you've made a bunch of ramps and like your own makeshift tube slides that are
Yeah.
definitely not safe to use but you use.
Yup.
And on the second floor, suddenly, a massive stone wolf out of fucking nowhere steps up and is just like there, walks forward and puts its front legs on the railing and is like sniffing around. It's a big stone wolf with glowing green eyes.
It's gonna be like, he's gonna be like pointing at it. He's gonna be looking at like
Tanya looks
Marcus.
up and she's like, uh, whose dog's in here? And covered in cement? And Marcus looks over and is like, that doesn't look normal. And then it looks down and looks directly at you before letting out a howl. And you see as
Oh, dear
another one goes
God.
running up next to it.
Uh, okay.
I
This is a really dangerous situation. Get on your skateboards.
Yeah, I think we should get out of here. Like Marcus is like, I'm gonna call or Tanya or no, Tanya says, yeah, I think we should get out of here, and she starts to skate away, and Marcus is like, I think I'm gonna call animal control. And
We're gonna need more than animal control.
I'm gonna call like, is there a super animal control or something? And they're start to skate away, and one of the wolves just like jumps straight down, and as it lands, it flops down on its front legs and head, like not sticking to landing at all. As the other one like runs over to the side, starts to run around, and like jumps into one of your tube slides, slides down, gets stuck partway through, and then the tube breaks and it falls down, and the two of them start to awkwardly get up.
We're gonna have to rebuild this later.
So are you gonna turn and run with your friends?
Yes, but he's still gonna like scramble for his cereal and try and like transform
Yeah.
because yeah.
So, getting the hot bar up. Do you have you seen how the hot bar works? Have you watched far enough into any of the streams to see it?
I haven't.
Are you watching the stream on Twitch?
Yes, I can see you filling up the circles.
Okay. So, what the hot bar is how do I put this? I've described this before. So, for Hero Infinite, rather than having a health bar, there is the challenge bar. Whenever a challenge of any kind is occurring, combat or otherwise, like between two like contesting characters, meaning usually a hero and a villain, the hotbar will be created. Every time you get a success in an action you are performing to advance your goal, the hotbar fills in your favor. Whereas whenever the opponents succeed in their goal, it refills in their favor. The fight ends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When the bar is completely filled in with one color.
Okay.
So fucking. In this scenario, it is you and your friends trying to escape while the wolves try to capture you. So sort of a chase, unless you turn it into a fight. But for now, it's a chase.
Yes.
So, as the fight opens up, it is your turn, and you have a major and a minor action. Keep in mind, you can use a major action to perform a minor action. Transforming is a minor action, and attempting to flee is a minor action.
Okay, so I'm gonna, I need to put that cereal in my mouth. I gotta transform. but at the same time, I'm gonna be doing it while I'm like, skateboarding. But
Yeah. And so this is going to be the very, very rare occurrence of a minor action which has a role. Where I'm going to sort of, in this scenario, overlap yours and the enemy's turn because their bit goal is basically chasing you. So I'm going to perform, I guess, basically a fleeing check and a chasing skill check. Now, in this case, your skateboarding skill is going to provide 1 extra die in your favor. So you're rolling 6 dice while the wolves, working as a team, are rolling 5 plus advantage, meaning they're rolling 6 dice. With one of them being an advantage die. Which the only thing that means is it can't roll if it rolls a 1, it doesn't have a crashing effect.
Yeah.
Which crashing effects are explained within the rulebook.
Oh god, I'm
So do you
am I gonna get mauled to death by wolves? Files?
You would have to say, like, as I'm doing the roll, if you want to have you seen, hang on, let me send you real quick just so you have it on hand. Where is it? Where the fuck? Hold on, I sent it to Sleepy during his session. There it is. These are the things that hero points can be spent on. Hold on. Fuck. Mixed with when in the rolling process you need to choose to spend it. Before the roll means basically before I tell you the results.
I want to spend 4
to get 4 extra dice.
Yes.
All right. So the way this works is every success you have over the opponent fills us in further in your favor.
Okay.
You know? So they got 5 successes.
Oh god.
You got 8.
Poggers.
So that means 5 versus 8. You advance in your favor 3.
Cool.
So yeah, their reaction to you running was to chase you. Which actually I just realized, because I'm going to treat this as a combative reaction, meaning they're getting a disadvantage. So actually, they get 1 less than that, which means you go 1 further.
Ooh.
So there we go.
Okay. My character is going to be like, so once he like.
Are you wearing like your hoodie and everything?
Yes.
And your friends started running first, so they're ahead of you, and you transform behind them as they were running.
Yeah. Like, I can imagine there's like this golden flash as he transforms, and when he catches up to them, he's gonna be like, so, remember my 17th birthday when you guys were, looking for me? This is why.
Yeah. So, okay. Actually, as you, like, catch up to them with the flash, like, fucking, Marcus is just like, there's another one! And it's clothes? And then...
It's me, you dummy!
Yeah. And then that's when you say the thing you said, I'm like, remember my 17th birthday, right?
Yeah.
What the hell? Or Marcus, he's just like, what the hell? And Tanya, she's like... I always figured you were a furry, but I didn't think to this degree.
I'll explain later. Just, go find the exit and, just call someone.
And it is now enemy's turn.
Shit.
Sorry. So, their turn is basically going to be to try and run up and catch you.
Okay.
You get a reaction to that.
Ooh.
So what do you do as your reaction? So reactions are how do I put this? Whenever you perform a reaction, the first reaction you perform is treated as normal, unless it is a combative reaction, if you're using it as a counterattack, in which case it is done at disadvantage. Every following reaction you perform comes with an extra degree of a disadvantage. So because there's 2 wolves, the first wolf trying to catch you, you are going to roll 5 dice with your reaction. The second one, you're going to roll 5 again, but 1 success will be destroyed. So how do you react to the wolves trying to chase you?
considering that he's been skating in this mall with these nerds for like a while, he is gonna do like some skateboard tricks to avoid them.
Yeah, badass skateboard tricks, which means you get an extra die because you're skating skill.
Yes.
Um,
Do a kickflip.
it is had a draw with the first wolf, so that means it's going to be mixed results success. So it's like running after you, basically. Like this wolf scale wise is like it's bigger than a normal dog. It is about this a little bit larger than a full grown man. If it were like if a person were to be standing on all fours next to it, you know. So as it's running at you, it's like chomping at you, and like every time it chomps, like sort of like a strange sounding barky sound comes like, you know. And you are like zigzagging back and forth, and you like this whole mall is basically like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater level where the whole thing has been laid out for skateboarding by you guys. And you off to the side there's a pillar with a ramp on it that like runs up, and then there's like the side of the balcony. So you ride up that, start to ride by, and the plan is to go down and ride down the other pillar where there's another ramp set up. But as it jumps at you, it like jumps up, bites, and gets your skateboard, and you scramble your way onto the balcony. So it's taken out your skateboard, but not caught you.
My skateboard. No, I worked so hard on that graffiti. I didn't use stencils for it.
It starts like shaking the board around in its mouth, like just like shaking it like an angry dog.
Do you really have to add insult to injury?
Get a hero point.
Hell yeah.
The other one then looks over, like it like was running sort of like a little bit behind, and it looks over and sees you, and it runs up the ramp that you were just riding on, and it is like scurrying its way onto the balcony to get to you. So obviously you just, or what do you do for this reaction with this one coming up to you? It's basically trying to like climb up to the balcony and be on the same floor as you.
I'm gonna run in the opposite direction.
So, dodge, run away. This is done at disadvantage because it's the second one.
Yeah.
So, it rolls a total of 1 success. You rolled 3, -1 from disadvantage, -1 from a crashing failure. So you will have a draw with it unless you spend any hero points. Are you okay with the draw, or?
I'm gonna spend the 1 hero point I just got.
Alright, which puts you at 1 point of advantage, which puts you getting away slightly more. So as it, like, struggles to scale up the thing, you fucking turn tail and sprint away as fast as you can. And now it's back to your turn. So, your friends are out of sight. You don't know where they went, which I'm going to now quickly play out a scene that you are not privy to for the audience. As the two of them basically ride out the front of the mall, and they get to like the curb of the property and stop and rest and are like, like breathing a little worried, and the one, Marcus is like, did you see where Zed went? I think he rode onto the second floor. We should probably get help, right? I mean, are the police even gonna believe us? What do you mean? Help, we're in the abandoned mall and giant stone wolves are attacking our friend who is also a fox. I mean, that's a good point. Wanna just, like, tell them there's a drug deal going on? Oh, that'll get them to send the SWAT. You know how bored the police of the city get. Let's just tell them a drug deal's going on. And
I love that.
With that, also, am I making their two voices distinct? Can you tell them apart?
Not the current moment.
Okay, I need to get better at that.
Yeah.
It's the thing I've noticed is I am not a voice actor. I'm not good at making voices distinct very often.
I can imagine, like, once they say like, oh yeah, I tell them it's a drug deal, it cuts back to him, he's like, am I on drugs right now?
I'll get a hero point for that.
Oh, hell yeah.
So you
Stone
are.
wolves, really?
It is your action. You get an action or major action and a minor action again.
Okay. He's gonna go over to like an empty wall. He's gonna start making one of his painted realms.
Okay. So I gotta look at your. I gotta read the exact description of that power to myself. Transform. Painted world. There it is. Requires 5 successes. Okay. And so to be clear, your artist skill only applies to it applies +2 to normal art and +1 to magical art.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
you are rolling 6 dice for this, and it'll require 6 successes for it to be finished.
All right.
Uh,
I want to use 2 of my dice or hero points.
all right, so to buy 2 more dice.
Yes.
All right. You've gotten 2 successes, but keep in mind that this is a successive situation where
Oh yeah,
you can
keep on
continue
doing
into
it.
the next round, and it will. So now, rather than needing 5, you need 3. For clarification, he's using his powers being paint based. We haven't really explicitly described a lot of the powers because like I'm more so inferring them into for people. His constructs.
Honestly, I want to. So I mean, since we're in a situation where we're like kind of paused,
Yeah, you can read
I
the powers
will.
if you'd like.
So his power is that for those of you who could infer from his backstory, he takes energy created from negative emotions from around the world and the people around him, and he internalizes that, and he turns that
I'm just getting a
energy
piece of
into
candy.
ink that he stores in his fur. He can dispense it like from his fur, and basically, um, if you even when the ink is dormant, it's still dangerous because it's a liquid made from people's negative emotions, such as being angry at their mom or something, or grief from their entire family dying or something
And
like that.
anytime anybody in the world feels this a negative emotion, it puts ink into his store.
Yeah, so um
He will basically
and
never run out
yeah.
unless world peace is achieved.
And even then, teenagers are angsty. So you also have to solve teenager angst. Thumbs up.
And really,
But
even if everybody else in the world is perfectly happy, all it has to do is purposefully kick a wall and stub his toe, and he'll get a little bit of ink.
oh yeah, self-generation by comedic self-harm, slapstick comedy.
I
The
was
Tom
gonna
and
make a
Jerry
worse
character.
joke.
Oh no. Anyway, but yeah, that's his power. Using the ink, he can do a variety of things, such as what he's doing now, painting. uh, okay, it'd be great not to get art block. And he's like spraying like this little like painting onto the wall as he's like saying this. You know, okay, think. Flowers, yeah, we like flowers. Pink flowers, birds, yeah, let's do
Meanwhile,
birds.
the wolves are running after you. Yeah,
No
the power he's
shit.
using right now requires 5 successes, but because his powers are painted, he got 2 successes there, and he can continue the painting next turn. At which point, it will only need 3 successes because he's got 2 down on paper already.
Hmm.
So,
Pauses.
the wolf starts to catch up and is basically gonna try and like run at you, chomp you, grab you.
Yeah. Um. Can it's gonna sound weird, but can I try and like backflip onto its back?
Yes, that's going to be your parkour is not going to help in this scenario. So you're rolling 5, it's rolling 5.
Yeah.
Due to having gotten 2 dice bursts, which is explained in the rules, so I'm not going to go into detail. You got 5 successes, while it got 3. So, it goes to chomp at you, and you basically jump and land on it. And because this isn't advancing your goal of running away, I'm not going to move the bar up.
Okay.
But you're now on the back of this wolf. As your turn begins, and it starts like jumping up and down like a booking bull, trying running in circles, trying to catch you like you're its tail. But then,
oh god, yeah,
you hear a faint whistle, and the dog turns its head and starts to bolt down the hall, down like that. Yeah, the hall. I guess it's a hall, even though one side is completely open to balcony.
okay.
Through the mall. So it starts running through the mall with you on its back.
Okay.
And it's your turn. What do you do?
Shit. So, I've been to this mall before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means...
You know this abandoned mall inside and out.
But also, I've put my own graffiti here. Right?
Yes, and you know what? Situationally, I would have usually made you pay hero points for that, but it is fair to say that this mall is covered in your graffiti all over. Like, man, you know the way you draw, like, shitposty art?
Yeah.
I like to think it's things like that everywhere. Just, like, little, like, stick figures of you angry with Fox head and all that.
Yeah, there'd be other things.
Well, yes, there's more detailed things, but the most prevalent things are the goofy, undetailed things that you did for fun. All made using your own ink because you don't want to buy paint.
I mean, if I can produce ink on my own, why do I need a buy?
Your excretion codes the walls.
Anyway, my character's gonna be like, you know, I really don't like making collages, but fuck it. He's gonna throw one of his spray cans to one of his like can you like throw a spray can at one of the paintings on like the wall or on the floor and kind of like activate it and make it kind of like
Boom.
Amalgamate with the rest of the ones?
Yeah, cause like a chain reaction.
Yeah, and then suddenly we're in his world, which is...
Oh, that won't... You can't do that to transfer into your world, no.
Oh, okay. I can just, like...
If you want to do a boomy boom, I will allow that.
Okay, yeah.
So, yes, that's one of those things, is he can make his paint go boom. Any paint he has generated can be exploded, so you throw the paint can forward, it soars through the air. We're going to do a basic combat check, so you're rolling 5, and it's gonna roll to try and not get fucked up.
Yep. I would like to spend 2 more hero points.
Okay. Holy shit. Okay. So you got 2 10s, which burst, increasing you further.
Oh.
And it rolled really... So Zed...
Yeah.
You throw the can forward, and it flies through the air and explodes in front of the creature. And it causes a chain reaction of all of, like, the little spray painted things and everything you've made around all start explode. Like, the explosions are kind of like I like to imagine. Correct me if this is what you like. You know those like things where they do like the chalk bomb situations.
Chalk bombs?
Where like it explodes and there's like colored powder spraying out.
I actually imagined it as like it would look like animated like comic book effects.
Oh,
and,
okay. Like
yeah,
comic
it would look
book
like
booms.
Yeah, and some of the stuff that he painted that's alive, like trees and birds, they'd like the trees would suddenly grow and then fade away, and the birds would like fly out from the painting and fade away.
That's cool. So
yeah,
I like that. Get a hero point for the good description. Has all of them start to explode. It's basically running through as all of these explosions start going off, and you're on its back being bucked back and forth, and it starts getting like chunks of it taken off by the explosions and crumbles until it, as it's running, it like starts to slow down, panting, and it's standing on a like camera's like next to it, it's like tongue lolled out, exhausted, and then has the camera like woof, pans up so it's above, and it's just a big picture of you with like your tongue sticking out, and you know that thing where you pull one eyelid down?
Yeah.
This is a big picture like that on the ground that explodes and kills it and sends you flying through the air over the balcony, and you go flying out, and you're basically gonna fall from a story high. I want you like screaming like ah! And then you stop and you're pinned in midair.
Oh, no.
Well, Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
He's gonna be like, I
Oop.
just realized that I do hardcore parkour. I could have something cool out of this. And, ooh, I'm floating, and he's gonna start looking around.
Well, it looks like I've finally found you, little fox. And as you get spun through the air while you're floating there, you see a woman who looks like she's in maybe her late 30s, early 40s. In a long black dress that has like bronzed like layering patterns to it, so to speak. And these long sleeves that mold into gloves that wrap like around her, like fingerless gloves has the sleeves. And her fingers are covered in all sorts of like jeweled rings with long black fingernails.
He's gonna look at her
And
be
her
like,
hair is done up and braided into a shape that makes them look like two big horns, her long hair. And she's got like black lipstick, black eyeshadow, and she's carrying a giant staff that has a crescent moon on it.
ooh.
And it's all like silvery and bronze.
He's gonna say, I don't know what you want with me, but I'm not into cougars. Leave me alone.
Get a hero point, Jesus.
I don't even like women. Well, I can coexist with women, but I'm not attracted to them. You look evil.
Oh, you are
really
very observant. I am, in fact, very evil. And she, like, smiles as she says that. But you, my friend, you're worse than evil. You're chaos incarnate. And I'm so looking forward to us working together. And she brings her arms forward and you go flying towards her and she pulls you into a hug.
What?
Oh, I've been trying to find other evil souls so that I could put together a great team and bring down humanity.
Has anyone ever
and
told
you found
you that your eyebrows are evil?
The legendary wolf of chaos, he who will end civilization.
Supposed to look pretty, but I can see it got like some turkey skin folds on your chin. Like
we're talking at the same time. I don't think either of us are hearing each other. What are you saying?
Nothing. Just commenting on how pretty your jewels are. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I've stolen them from my victims. And she starts she starts walking her fingers across the jewels of one hand. You know what I mean? Like her two fingers like a little walking man stepping across all of them. And she's like, "Ooh, this one was Franz Ferdinand's. Oh, and this one belonged to Rasputin."
Really? I could have sworn these look like the ones from the Senior Citizen Center.
I do not appreciate being insulted. And she sort of pokes your chest and pushes you back a little. Either way, I think we should best get going to the Realm of Darkness, no? And she just starts walk away, moving her finger in a circle, and yeah. God, you're like, Realm of Darkness, and she starts stepping away, moves her her finger in a circle, and a big black hole just opens up and starts sucking in little bits of debris as little tendrils start reaching out, and time and space warps around it.
When he sees the tentacles, he's gonna be like, I'm vanilla. I'm not into that weird shit. No.
God, another hero point.
I am on a roll today.
Oh, don't worry, honey. It's just the Eldritch entities looking to devour this reality.
eldritch entities. No.
But I've got them wrapped around my finger, of course. And she like holds out her hand, and like the little tendrils start wrapping around her fingers and hand.
Well, unless they got.
Any-
What?
Anyway,
Oh,
you're down for this whole evil alliance and destruction of all men, correct? Whole thing, correct?
no. I am a good person. I'll have you know. I'm going to university. I'm okay. I do graffiti, but I'm not
Hang
hurting
on.
anybody.
I have the right person, right? She like waves her hand and a big scroll just appears in it in like a fucking like green and yellow flame. Legendary Kitsune of Destruction, last of its species, destined to bring down all of civilization. Takes on the form of a golden fox with discolored eyes.
Okay, yeah, yes, that's me. But
So great.
no,
She waves her hand. Let's
I
fulfill your
don't.
destiny together and
I
lay the
I
earth barren.
I don't. Well, according to you, since I'm Chaos Incarnate, I reject fate, and I'm going to use this power for good.
Use it for
It's gonna
good.
yes, I'm going to use the cries and grief of people around me for good. Oh, that does sound evil, doesn't it? God damn it.
Honey, and all of a sudden, like a chair appears out of nowhere underneath you, and you're in a big comfy chair, and she lays to the side as like one of those like lounge chairs appears, and she's laying on it.
I can imagine we're still in midair.
Oh god, no, I was thinking when she pulled, you know what, get a hero point. In my brain, she had pulled you down to the ground, but the idea of you guys being floating in midair during all this is great.
Yes.
She just lays down and it's like, honey, you channel the negative energies of the world into the most potent explosive magic has ever created. Your entire purpose in existence is the destruction of all life in society, or all life in civilization. And you
Well,
want to use that for good.
well, I mean, yeah. Now that you mention it, wow, I've never had someone explain that to me. Ooh, you are kind of right. I make explosions. I've already made a mess of this already raggedy mall and it's falling apart. But
Oh yes, you were
you know,
you were in
but
my poor little poopert, and she like waves her hand, and like the shattered head of it floats up, and she like it holds it, and you see it like as she holds the severed head, it barks and starts lolling its tongue out. She scratches it. I'll have to put you back together, won't I, little boy? Where's Scrunchy? And you see the other one like run over and it's like standing below, like, and it sits down. Oh, good boy.
yeah, but I don't want to destroy civilization or life. You know, I, I mean, if I destroyed everything, I wouldn't have my friends. I wouldn't have my one family. I wouldn't have cookies. I like cookies.
I can bake
Cookies.
cookies. Come on, think of it. You, me, a handful of horrible otherworldly entities, rebuilding the world in our own image.
Does that image include arthritis?
Get a hero point for that one. I feel like that's a jab at my age. I'll have you know, I look quite good for somebody who's over 2 centuries old.
You're 2 centuries old?
Oh, I was there for
Really?
the crucifixion, honey.
Really? I don't mean to be inappropriate, but do they sag?
Jesus Christ, Dad! Oh my god!
Can I mention while he's like insulting her, he's gonna start preparing one of his spray cans.
You just have like a spray can held up behind you.
Oh my god.
When
The person in chat knows what yassification is.
God, do they sag? I was not ready for that one. She's fucking pissed. And you know what? She yanks you up towards her. It's like, listen here, you little brat. And I assume you're gonna try and do something when she has you in her face.
So you know how I said that I was wearing a bandolier of spray cans?
Yes. Well, what's a bandolier, by the way?
Hold on. Here, let me get you an image.
Alright. Post it in Alaric Talk so I can show it to the stream. Alaric Talk on the Gas Network.
Alright, Alaric Talk. It's this? Okay, I can't post that because there are too many. Okay,
Please hold.
Yeah, it's this, but instead of the bullets, it's spray cans.
That's a bandolier. There we go.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, you know, I will listen, but do you like comic books?
Yeah, so she's like, listen here, and you're like, I like to think you like put a finger on her lips to quiet her, and then say that.
Do you like comic books?
Get a hero point for the fucking whisper. What are you talking about?
Well, I know I've been jabbing at you, but if I'm gonna work with you, you need to, be up to speed with me. You gotta prove that you're not an old saggy lady with arthritis that needs to take extra strength Tylenol.
I do not need to take this disrespect from a child who's barely broken 200 years old.
He's gonna boop her on the nose and be like, boop, and then he's gonna smash the spray can behind his back onto his bandolier to create an explosion of ink, but it's gonna have like.
I do not want to make that joke. I was gonna make an awful joke, and I think everybody knows what it is. Carry on.
Yeah, I want to smash my own spray can into my other spray cans to cause an explosion, and it's gonna explode into a giant comic book image of like it's just gonna say boom while exploding into ink.
God. So as it explodes, you get launched back, and she gets launched back into her own portal, which then closes, and you fucking fall down like covered in fucking like yellow powder and dust. There's like like I actually think like everything in the room is now like covered in a faint like layer of like your dust of your paint.
It's not wet,
Yeah, it's wet, not dust. My brain keeps going dust for some reason, and you're just like you like cough up a little bit, and then you hear the sound of sirens.
Oh shit!
Start scrambling, looking for like your bag with the fucking berries in it.
Yeah, he's gonna take it, but then he's gonna like, he's gonna eat his berries, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he's gonna like go to like some debris. He's gonna crawl under it and knock it over so that it falls on top of him.
You like crawl over, knock over, it falls, and you're like, oh, heavier than I thought.
Oh, okay. Red paint. He's gonna put some red paint on his face.
You notice that with the explosion, you did also shatter to the second dog as well.
Oh.
Fucking, and then at that, all the like. You scramble, you like grabbed your cereal, got yourself in the position, and then the police start to walk over right as you swallow the cereal and get turned into your human form.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like straight up a whole team of fucking like SWAT guys go bursting through, and they're like, where's the drug deal? Where's the drug deal? Where's the drug deal?
Oh, police officer, I'm so glad you're here. Those drug dealers, or he's gonna be like, those
Come on, boys, we'll question them. And they all just fucking go and start taking you out, and like they cuff you and start pulling you out.
I am not a criminal. I was shot because of. Does he see his friends at all?
As they start bringing you out, you see they shove you in a cop car while you're saying this, and your friends are there with you, and fucking,
What
Tanya, she's like,
So,
hey man, you made it, and Marcus is just
what
like,
did you tell them?
I called them and said that there was, I called them and said that there was a coke deal going on.
Coke?
Oh no, you said to get people here.
Why did you just say?
It was the first thing that came to mind, right? I mean, it's better than saying that our furry friend was getting beat up by golem dogs.
Yeah, they would have taken that as a prank call. Well, shoot, we're being taken to a police station, aren't we?
Hmm.
I am going to get in so much trouble.
Hmm.
It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
I suppose we would. And then she just lifts up her hands, and you see she's holding her cups. Or Tanya lifts her hand, holding her cups. If I didn't know how to pick locks, when did you learn how to pick locks? Remember when
That is really
remember when my dad sent me to Catholic school? Yeah, we got really bored in Catholic school.
Wait, so you're the one that kept on stealing my sandwiches from my lunchbox?
I did leave you pretty drawings in return, and she starts to pick your cuffs.
What? Okay. All right. So what's the plan for how we're gonna escape a little SWAT team? I don't have my skateboard. It was kind of eaten.
Tuck and roll, crawl under the SWAT van, hide there, and wait for them to drive away. Simple enough. You act like you've done this before. We got really bored in Catholic school, and she gets your cuffs off.
Sounds like you broke out. Oh, thanks.
She then like reaches over both of you, unlocks the door on Marcus's side. She's like, "Go, Marcus, roll, roll. What about my cuffs? Roll, roll." And you guys,
just roll.
The three of you roll, and you're all sitting underneath the SWAT van. And a little bit of time passes, and that's sort of like roughly the end of the session. We would, post credit scene. I like to think is all of you eating at the noodle place that was attacked by the giant moth.
Yeah, I can imagine. He's covered in paint all over his clothes, and he's like,
Marcus is still handcuffed.
Aren't you gonna? He needs to eat. You can't just let him eat like a pig. No.
I got him, and she just like holds up the fucking takes the chopsticks and holds it up to him. He's like, "Thanks," as he leans forward and takes a bite, glaring at her.
Yeah. I'd imagine this is when he'd like quietly go over his whole like deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my whole deal. I'm that, and that's why I am a furry.
Huh.
You guys don't think I'm weird, right?
Of course you're weird. But we're all weird.
Okay, I'll take that.
She takes another bite. After all, Marcus looks up porn of girls with dicks, and he looks over, what the fuck? And that's the ending scene.
God, that was fun. Oh my god.
So yeah,
my session goes.
I hope everybody enjoyed the Hero Infinite episode.
Oh my god.
Aimed at mature audiences.
Obviously, considering the jokes I made.
Do they sag?
Do they sag?
God, I was not ready for fucking that one.
Listen. I had to. Like, with the sitcoms I watch, I had to.
Golden Girls?
Yeah, they actually make a sagging joke.
Yeah. I'm very sad we've lost the most golden of girls.
Yeah, they're all gone now, which is sad.
Mm.
Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed seeing my character faff around like an idiot for
Yeah.
like an hour and a half.
And
Smile.
if you're watching this on Twitch, you can still go back and watch the VOD of Sleepy Session that happened earlier this week. And if you're on YouTube, that actually goes up today. Went up at the same time as this one.
Yep.
So you got a double feature this week due to stuff and things.
Yes.
And if you're on YouTube, you can also go and check out one, all the other Hero Info episodes. So far, all of them are self-contained, but all of them I think are good stories. Or it should be another episode of Unpacking going live today. Or you could go and watch me and Arm play, read Homestuck. Or you could watch, like, whatever. I got a bunch of content. Yeah. Sorry, I had to do my channel plugging stuff that I do at the end because YouTube likes that.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I don't have anything to plug. I don't want you people following my socials. Unless of course I start posting my art somewhere, but
That'll come in the future.
Yeah.
If that does come in the
steal
future,
it.
and if I remember to, eventually there might be a link below this to that at some point, maybe, if I
Yeah.
remember.
And if I do that, please don't steal my art. These are my comfort characters.
Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this. I may be...
Bye.
Or, yeah, see you later, you two people.